not feeling well, so she's not here. I don't really know what's on the agenda, so I'm hoping you guys will have it under control.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
assuming you do.
Yep.
Joey's does.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Room looks nice.
Marie, how are
you? Marie.
Doesn't it? Came out good.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't know where to go, huh?
So,
I don't.
You're usually here, right?
Yeah.
There you are, Marie.
Wow, this is beautiful.
We're hidden.
Wow.
Yeah, last time I was here, it was for the sewer
Downstairs,
commission
right?
downstairs, yeah.
Yeah, this is a,
Downstairs, yes.
this is a big improvement.
this was like the court before?
This was the DMV.
A DMV.
Yeah.
So we took out the counters and all the stuff back here, and we just repurposed it to be the meeting room.
Smells like new rug.
There is a new rug.
No, but it was the county DMV?
Yeah, they rented the space back here.
Oh.
They used to float between Millbrook and Pauling, and then they
Oh, I
decided
didn't know that.
Pauling was not making enough money for them, so they just stayed up at Millbrook now.
Okay.
So we lost the DMV.
It's up to the county clerk.
What are you gonna do?
But you gained a nice meeting room.
Sorry?
I think it's nice
It's up to
when
the
one
county
downstairs.
clerk.
Where they locate the DMV?
Yeah, you guys could,
Yeah, it's
I
closed.
mean,
Yeah, they're not gonna
you
reopen
could
it.
set this up and have,
That's why.
I mean,
Is
you
that-
could get video displays.
People are still coming,
I
it's
know,
still,
we're
it's
gonna
still
do
on the
like,
Dutchess County
we have
website.
like some pictures we got from the Historical Society that we're gonna have framed and put up, like blow up around the place, and we're gonna do like, you know, the cabinets that are downstairs, put them up here, stuff in them. So it'll look nice when it's all
It looks
finally
nice.
done.
I was talking about like screens.
Oh, yeah,
like-
sure.
Oh, you're right, we could do like
Yeah, you
back
could do
there.
a screen
Right.
here,
When I
then you
worked for
could
the
do like
county,
a
I was
screen
always
off
in
of
there, I
there.
knew
Yep.
everybody,
So
so,
that-
yeah, Pete, don't worry about
So
it.
that we could see,
Yeah,
wouldn't
the
that be
DMV
nice?
could
So
be very
they
kind
could
of,
see.
Yes, that would be perfect, and get like the
You'd make a lot of
PowerPoint,
money,
or like, you know, the,
Well,
do
it's
everything
yeah,
online
just
now.
like, so that like, we could like display the, applicants.
no, what is that, just connects to like your computer, your
Window
laptop or
kind of-
something?
Yeah,
Be great.
Window dressings.
yeah, I mean, it would just
I gotta
connect
put
to
some
like
kind of
your
case up there.
service here, basically.
Put some nice
You would have the applicants,
shades or something.
Gotta go do something.
documentation, you pull it
No, they're
up,
gonna put something
To
in.
give out my card so you guys have my
you know.
direct
Yeah,
Thank you.
my email and
Are you
everything.
gonna be the contact
be
now?
really
I will,
The other way
yes.
people do
Oh,
it is
okay.
they just use Zoom for all that, like they just have a Zoom. and
Okay,
people
just
just-
put it on there, okay, that'd be
It's
great.
all over again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Thank you.
I'm gonna ask her. Are you gonna run construction like Joe started with us on?
I got an eye thing
Two
going on,
certain
my
things.
retina, you don't realize your eyes are as dry as they
Training
are,
and stuff
and
used to
apparently
do, so-
when I take my contact lens
Okay.
out, I tear my
Yeah, I mean, I certainly can do
like
that,
the
yeah.
layer off,
Since you're
so.
gonna be the
Gel
liaison
on it
now.
now to
Yeah.
like.
I
Joe's
have,
not
well,
gonna
at
be
night I do
Yes.
that, but I
Hello.
haven't answered
Oh,
my
yeah.
Happy
because
to.
this has happened to me before,
I'd be happy to.
but,
Because he went over a lot of stuff like we used to stop.
Can you do, can you do something where you
Can't
put
do
like
that.
more
Right.
lubricant in your eye before you take them out?
Right.
I was
We're going
being
executive
really
session,
diligent, but then, you know, you
Yeah,
go
you can't do
guys
that,
your
you can't do that.
ways,
Yeah.
and before you know it, you have a
Which
problem
was
again,
good.
which is.
I
Okay.
guess, I think the,
So-
I
Yeah.
thought it was very.
the easel's probably, it's probably still downstairs.
I mean, that's part of the job, right, is to make sure everything's being
Yeah,
done
we wanna
to
make sure
the
it's done right.
legal standards,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you said, something you don't
Liz
like.
had that where
you
she
can't
like
see
was
the light, you
tearing
want
her
a
eye
table.
all the time. She
Yeah.
had
Right.
this, like she had to put like a coating of something in her eye all the
And
time.
it's something
God.
in this one, you said, well, can we
Every
go
hour
into
on the hour
executive
she put
session?
gel in her eye.
You gotta deliberate,
I
yeah.
Yeah,
the
no,
gel,
since
and
you
every
can't
4
do it.
hours
Deliberate
put it into
publicly,
my eye.
yeah,
Because
When
you
I put
can't
it
do
in,
that, so
I put it
something we
under
learned.
my
Yeah.
eye,
Something new.
and
certainly.
she's an
Yeah, that's
she's
a,
an
one of
ophthalmologist,
the,
I
you
don't
know,
think she's an
first things you
optometrist.
do with boards
She said,
is
you could use your
go over
contact
open
as like a
meeting
Band-Aid,
laws
so you
Right.
put it on, and
you
then
know,
you put
what,
that
what
over, and
needs
it
to
had
be
sense.
said in public,
And
what
that
needs to
didn't
be
make
said,
sense
you
to me,
know,
and then I
what can
thought
be
about
said
it,
in
I said, you know,
private,
that
you
does
know.
make sense to me.
And
So I did
when
that
we know
today,
you
but
can
when I
only
took
two
my
of us can only
contact out,
talk
I
together,
was
you can't,
not
because
good,
it's
so
three
I think
constitutes a
tomorrow.
Quorum, yep.
It's a quorum.
As
We
much
know
as,
it's
you
two.
know, when you.
No
when you
discussions
wear
outside of a
You and I
public
with
meeting.
glasses
gamble
on, everything
offline, then it's
seems
you and Rob and, you
weird.
know, I'm out
You know,
of
I
the
wanted
picture.
to ask,
Then we get back,
I'm
then
sure
we,
that,
then we get,
yeah.
well,
thinking it was
eventually we
thought
get
about
what we
a
want.
lot.
There's certainly
Even
workarounds,
explore.
But
you know,
yeah, but I
that's-
mean,
This
but this
parking
is why I'm
situation
asking.
for
Oh,
the,
yeah, certainly.
One for
The
each
rest
section.
of
I think it's a good idea to
did
do.
they ever think about
Yeah. I mean, I have one
to
board,
Hannaford, to back
a
the
zoning
way
board
Daryl's
where
house
we
does?
do, before
Was
the
that ever-
meeting,
Where's
we
that?
have, you know,
Hannaford
a
is
Zoom
on
call about
22.
the applications, and it's usually
Well, the-
two members of the board.
Me and Zoom
We
are
think
trouble.
that.
Oh, yeah, but
I
I-
don't believe in Zoom. I do not believe in it.
Fair enough.
It gets done right.
Yeah.
You get person
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
face to face, then you know
That
what
was
you're
what,
Yes.
how, that was part
Yeah.
of the original approval. But at any rate, we've asked them to come back with, information about the parking demand,
Yeah.
what the actual demand is. And
Yeah.
we'll evaluate that compared to what the supply is and kind of go
that's
so-
limited to seasonal
So how's
Right.
hours
how's
and all
Kyle
of that,
doing, all right?
so
They
it's,
said-
It's doing good, it's doing good.
So the
Yeah, we're in a
option of the shuttle.
very busy
from-
season
For
currently.
employees, it was that
It's good.
employees were gonna park
You
in
know,
plastics.
Towns are
Um,
starting to gear up for
But yeah,
New
that's
York.
I mean, that's not a bad
Yeah.
idea, the code says that you're supposed to park, if you park
Towns are
outside.
very crazy.
Rob is on his way.
Yes.
Some crazy
Yep.
short radius in the site, so they
So
would
I
have
Oh,
guess
is
to.
that right?
Yeah,
Oh.
so it would have to have it may have to have a variance. The site has a lot of unique zoning characteristics because it's not zoned for business, so.
yeah.
But,
Because I think,
you
I feel
know,
like that like maybe is possibly the biggest concern for everyone, and I don't say as I blame them,
mhm,
you know, in that part of the
Right
town.
there.
mhm.
If he drives a red
I don't
pickup,
know.
that's him.
Yeah.
And I was
he's got
just,
that
I was thinking, I'm saying, well, I don't know, somebody must have thought about it or put it on the table at some point in time, but now you're saying about distance and that
Yeah, but I
maybe
mean,
could.
that's not a bad idea. You should bring it up when they come back in.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, if it's not there, it could
I
be
mean-
somewhere else, right?
Yeah, I just know that, you know, they do it at Daryl's house, but Daryl's
Mhm.
house is right, you know, is a couple of doors down.
Down,
So
okay.
when you talk about distance, that makes sense to me, cause it's possibly the same reason why it's doable.
Mhm.
But there's no room, you know, at Daryl's house to park, I mean, if you're not there early.
Mhm.
And who goes
You know,
early? I mean, I said.
Hi, I'm Sarah
I mean, I
Ryan.
don't go
Hi, how are you,
often,
Sarah?
but every
Yeah.
That's
couple
Hannah.
of times a year I go.
Yeah.
And it's always the
Hi,
same
Hannah.
problem, I can't park, and someone said to me, well, the shuttle's there, and I was like, oh, okay. Then I'll just drive directly to Hannaford's and wait,
Hannah wants to
wait
do a
to
commotion.
sit
She
on the
wants an
shuttle
action
with
from
everybody, I don't know.
So this used to be the old
Alright.
DMV office, so
No,
it's seen a
that's
lot.
good input. That's good stuff. Yeah.
Right.
I just feel like spinning with their skiing.
7:00.
Right, well, welcome everybody to the September 10th meeting, 2024 for the planning board. Lou,
Yes.
let's do roll first. Jen, can you take roll?
Okay, Chairman Rob Pfister,
Here.
Member Lou Musella.
Here.
Member Peter Pinelli,
Here,
Member Marie Legori.
Lou, would you like to lead us in the pledge?
Pledge, will rise, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm gonna save the minutes for the end. So, let's start with 68 Charles Coleman.
Good evening.
My name is John Watson, I'm from Insight Engineering, Surveying, and Landscape Architecture, PC out of Toronto. We are representing the 68 Charles Coleman Boulevard subdivision project. This is currently the Downey Motors property. This was before you were board about 5 years ago for a multifamily housing development that ended up only making about halfway through approvals, and the applicant decided to withdraw. So now, Joe Downey, the owner, is looking to see if he could do something on the property. So he is in Darren's Charles Boulevard's over here. This is his existing property. His existing building is here. Right now, this is all asphalt parking. And there is an outdoor, like, patio, public area for O'Connor's Public House here, where they rent from Joe Downey. So what we're looking to do is split this off into 2 lots, keep about 3/4 of the property for property on the north. So the total property is 0.57 acres total. We're looking to keep 0.34 acres on this side, and then 0.11 acres on this side. So the new lot would be 0.11 acres. Looking at a 2-story building, similar to the buildings that are up and down the Charles Coleman. So it'll be 2-story, you know, old style architecture, and storefronts, retail in the front, and then 2 apartments in the back and 4 apartments upstairs. So we're here tonight just for initial submission, initial discussion.
That patio area that you have over there that's part of O'Connor's right now, that's going? I'm assuming,
That would go as
I'm
part of
assuming.
this application, yes.
Okay.
And there's no time frame on this project. This is just, we're coming in for initial discussion, when this subdivision went forward and there was construction here, yeah, then it would either, yeah, then the O'Connors would have to be moved.
So you say you're gonna have, it's gonna be you're gonna have 6 units?
Yes.
You're gonna have 4 on top and 2 on the bottom. How many parking spaces do you have?
We have a total of, we had 4, we're doing 4 new parking spaces in the back, and there is on-street parking in front of the property.
Yeah, well, I understand that, but you're not gonna provide enough parking off-site, or off the street, on-site?
Not the way it's currently shown.
Are you counting the handicap spot as one of your spaces as well?
Yes.
So theoretically, you only have 3 spots on the lots.
Okay, 3 spots plus the handicap.
Yours showing 6 apartments with three spots, no good.
Okay. So you want us to match the number of spaces? for
Yeah, you're gonna,
You
yeah,
have to,
yeah, get,
and handicap don't count.
Okay. Any other things?
Also, I noticed you have a bog turtle problem there.
Well, we don't have a bog turtle problem. We are, the New York State DEC environmental mapper lists us in a check zone to be checked for bog turtles because there is some wetlands down across the street.
Yeah, but you checked it off that you have bog turtle.
But Pete,
That's not.
all the applications have
Okay.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That's what
the
I'm
EA,
concerned about.
yeah, the EAF mapper automatically populates parts of the environmental assessment form. And we're right next to the Great Swamp, which is a critical environmental area, which is habitat in part for the bog turtle. And so basically, you can't do anything, anywhere in Pauling and not potentially be
Right,
affecting the bog turtle, so.
that just needs to be looked at.
But it's a good point.
And stormwater's gonna be flowing into adjacent properties also?
We have to pick something from the list, so they'll actually come out to this one will be coming back towards Charleston, Homework. So there's really no change in impervious in it, well, actually, there is a change. In your code, you do require maximum 75% impervious surfaces. So in order to account for that, even though the whole existing condition is totally impervious, right now it's a paved parking lot, right, property line,
That I know.
property line with the building. So, but I know that we really can't take credit for that going forward. So what we're looking to do is provide porous asphalt for the new pavement, and this section over here, which will make both 75% of the whole area will be less.
how are the tenants gonna get to the back of the parking lot? You gonna share a driveway with both lots?
Yeah, we have an easement here where we have a shared driveway for both places, and then this would be an easement to get to the back. This proposed access easement, right here.
So Sarah, is that gonna have to be a new easement now?
Yes.
Yes,
That would be a
yes,
new
because
easement.
the lots will be changing.
Right.
Yes.
Let's see. Well, you gotta come back with a new easement, new parking plan.
Yep.
So the auto body shop is staying?
Yes.
Do you know any more about its future on that? I mean, I guess it's interesting, because wasn't he, I don't recall in too much detail.
I expect him to be here, he's not here, so.
But wasn't he proposing to sell the entire lot for Pauling downtown? Right. Is the auto body shop working? I mean, they're like in operation?
Yeah.
Okay.
He just has a lot of, if you go on by, this is pretty much dead storage, and he
Yeah.
doesn't need that to run the business.
Gotcha. Is he flexible on the amount of lot area he's willing to give up?
This is our initial proposal to get feedback, so,
Mhm.
we're here to get feedback from the board to see what your thoughts are on this. This is what he'd like,
Mhm.
and he's flexible, yes.
So, one thing we should look into is whether there was an approved site plan for the auto body shop and any applicable conditions that came out of that. It may be that he was required for the auto body shop to have a certain number of spaces for car storage and anything else. So we should just see what it has to say and make sure that, you know, I mean, it's not necessarily the wrong thing if the proposed plan is in opposition to that, but it's something that we would need to work through. Do we have any environmental assessment, like a phase 1 environmental site assessment for the parcel?
Not that I know of, there might be one actually for the previous owner.
Yeah, I think it would be good to know, especially since you're proposing residential use on the ground floor. But since it's an auto body shop, it really is kind of a sensitive site from that perspective.
Yep, that makes sense.
You're proposing two, I'm sorry, I might have missed it, 2 retail spots on the first floor?
Two retail shops in the front. He said he'd like to make it look like Village Pizza, so buildings towards that.
All right,
To match the character of the street.
I mean, if you're gonna be the architect, check out the, I believe it's the architectural guidelines in the back of the comprehensive plan. It's not in zoning. At least maybe
Okay.
try to follow those guidelines somewhat when
We
you're
don't
coming
have
up with an
the
exterior
architect
design.
Yet, but I'll definitely know that, and we'll get to that point, definitely.
Right, parking in the B1's tricky. I mean,
Well,
I don't think there's really a requirement necessarily for on-site parking
Excuse
because
me.
they have to have parking within
We're not gonna get
within
into
100
another
feet.
146.
I know, they
They're
do have
gonna
to,
have the parking or it's not going.
yeah, they have to provide some parking, like the
We're not getting
retail
into
doesn't
another
necessarily.
146 where we're back and forth and we're still arguing over parking.
Right, but the retail doesn't necessarily
And as
need,
Karen brought up
Right,
another
you're
very
on-site
important
parking.
point with the body shop, where
Environmental.
all that extra parking is going to go and flow, everything.
I,
So we
I,
have to make sure.
I think Rob's addressing the retail on the bottom.
Well, and the retail's another, we know where they're gonna be out on the street parking,
Well, that's,
like the Chinese restaurant next door is
Yeah.
right now.
that's fine.
yeah.
And, you know, we have that with Vinny and all them on the other part, and even Village Pizza, they're all parking on the street.
But that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
that I'm not
Yeah.
worried about, but I'm worried about the residential parking, and I'm worried about the
yeah.
body shop parking, because we don't need,
Right, that's kind of their own risk in a sense that
You
we're
take
gonna
it-
have
you-
apartments, but
you-
you're
you
not gonna
want-
be able to have a car.
yeah, apartment, you need to have a parking space for the apartments. And now, I mean, with the retail, I agree with them, it all depends what kind he has. I mean, I don't know how the people survive out here on Coulter Boulevard now with that
Right.
parking.
I mean,
And
there's
we
a-
see it now where everybody jumps in and out and
Yeah.
trying to get through. I even see it at Vinnie's when he has it, and they're backed up over there, and the Turk and all that. But I mean, they survive, but it's on-street parking with the village. But I mean, that's his problem, especially the person that's going in there as a retail. You gotta think, what kind of business am I gonna put in here that's gonna generate money for me also?
So I know that Polling Downtown had done a parking supply and demand, maybe a parking supply analysis. I think it was Phil Greeley from Colliers. They were Mazer back then. In the B1 district, the parking is up to the planning board per the zoning. That was local law 2018, right? Local law something of 2018. You know, I think there have been some projects in the B1 where we have allowed them without parking. The bar here, O'Connor's, right? I mean, we allowed them to have a patio, and I think I'm not saying it's a apples for apples comparison. Clearly it's not. But I think we should be open to understand, you know, whether there is a possibility for lesser parking. We should do a parking supply, you know, consider a parking supply analysis. You're the parking enforcement officer,
Yes.
so you probably have a pretty good sense.
And I can say that in that section from Union to Broad Street, there's enough on-street parking for this facility right here. There's enough. Plus, you're gonna have parking on Union Street that nobody uses.
Okay,
So there's ample parking for this particular application.
For the
But it would be
retail.
great if we can get the apartments on site.
okay, the parking
Yeah.
on site for
Yes,
the apartments.
For the apartments.
But you feel that the parking is suitable?
Without,
the retail.
without any hesitation.
So, I mean, I think the takeaway here is that you have strong opinions about parking on the board. A parking supply analysis
Yep.
would be suitable to the greatest extent possible. You should be providing parking on site for the residences.
just look at the urban regulations for this site, because that's also gonna be applicable.
We did look at them when we laid this out, so I think
Yeah.
we've got it, but we'll
All right.
take another shot.
Yeah, just look over them again. I did briefly look at it, and that's
I
basically,
think we did.
yeah.
Did you identify any variances that you would need?
No, in the B1 zone, there's very little that you list out for requirements. It's not like a typical zone where you have lot area and all of these other, frontage, side yard, all that. So
Mhm.
we did meet all of the, we did make it so we met whatever requirements were there, but we don't think we need any other, we don't think we need variances.
Okay, I mean, and, and sorry, you did look at the urban regulations, which have like, it's more like form-based code, minimum, maximum setbacks and all that stuff. So it's not easy to find, it's in the zoning regulations,
Is
but
that the one where and it
it's
shows
it's a graphic,
different parking, and, yeah, with all, like, yeah,
yeah,
we looked at that.
okay. So if it's not already, whatever the requirements or maximums permitted, and that should be identified in your plan. We don't, sorry, the consultants don't review the sketch applications prior to the meeting, it's not
Okay,
part of the deal, so.
got it.
I don't have any other questions.
Yeah, I don't really either. So there's no proposed change of use on the auto body shop?
It's not an auto body shop, it's an
Or-
auto repair shop.
Auto repair, right.
Yes, I misspoke. Right, so what I'm hearing is you don't hate it, and.
And he's still, excuse me, he's still gonna be selling cars from there like he does now? He does sell car, okay.
Yeah, he's not proposing any changes to his business, except for giving up, the patio for O'Connor's and the dead storage.
Okay.
So could you address the O'Connor's application, that, I guess has has Downey spoken with the O'Connor?
I don't
People?
know.
Sorry, that's,
I asked.
wasn't well phrased, but,
I know what,
Yeah.
I asked the same question.
Uh-huh.
and, a month ago, I don't think he had.
Okay.
But I thought that he should, because it's public.
yeah.
So remember, they came before us, they wanted to do stuff on the patio,
Mm-hmm.
so I guess they're gonna have a
Yeah, he
different
did
lease
say
now.
he's got a several-year lease with them, and he said that it's fine that he's got that lease, if he can get this wrapped up, and then when that lease is up, he might do that, this isn't something where he's the developer itching to do this tomorrow.
Oh,
He
okay.
just wants to,
Get a general
So
idea.
you get a general idea what he's facing, okay.
basically wants to show up and like, it seems like you're not kicking me out, so you don't hate it. So
Yeah.
if we can get the parking figured out and make sure we meet all the urban regs,
Yeah, I mean, if you're
on
not,
track.
it's easier when you're not asking for like 6 different variances or something to
Exactly. In a two-story building with 40 units, exactly.
3-story.
I'm good to go with it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Threw me off when you came up here. I thought we were actually doing the Missentop application.
I actually have one other question.
I got you.
So, sorry, going back to 68, it's subdivision site plan, does it require a special use permit for,
I don't remember.
okay, that's fine.
I think
You'll
that-
identify all those things as part of the application submission. I mean, and we will too, but,
Where it's just regular residential apartments, it depends, I guess, what the commercial space is being used for. If the first floor, or I guess the apartment's upstairs, if it's a kind of special residential, like, use.
but I mean, that's basically multifamily. So if
Yeah,
multifamily is
mixed use.
permitted, then that's fine, mixed use with the,
Yeah. As
yeah.
long as the commercial space is permitted, otherwise, yeah, special use permit, it's needed for certain commercial space uses.
We'll look into that. Joe Downey had one other question. Would you approve just a subdivision, or do we have to come with subdivision and site plan now?
Well, I would say for seeker, now that we know that there is potential for development there, I mean, segmentation wise, if you're coming in with a plan,
Okay,
it really requires for the board to look at everything.
that's what I expected.
Mhm.
Just, you asked me to ask.
Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda, 64 Eastman. Welcome back.
Again. So last time, I think you addressed all your comments, and we're just going to draft up the resolution.
Right.
Do I read it? Oh, was that?
I think that would be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a resolution prepared.
Here's a resolution prepared. Says, whereas the applicant submitted an application for a lot line adjustment to transfer 15,615 square feet of land from Golden Rose Holdings LLC to Mizentop Day School. And whereas the land contains a retaining wall, sewer line, and parts of the MDS soccer field, whereas no development is proposed as part of the project. Whereas the proposed project parcel 705605174952 will become approximately a 6.8 acre parcel, and parcel 705605206939 will become approximately a 1.3 acre parcel. And whereas the project requires the following approvals: amended special use permit as to Mizentop, subdivision as to the applicants, and site plan approval as to the applicants, it being acknowledged that no changes to the existing site plan are proposed, but it being deemed necessary and proper to formally approve the existing site plan in connection with the amended special permit from the village planning board. And whereas the project is a type 2 action under seeker, and whereas the project required referral to the Dutchess County Planning, and such referral was made, and whereas Dutchess County Planning responded on July 12, 2024, stating that the project is exempt from its review, and whereas a number of materials have been considered by the planning board that are listed in this resolution, and whereas the planning board has reviewed the criteria for final site plan approval, final subdivision approval, and amended special permit approval set forth in the village code, the Village of Pauling, and determined that the final site plan, final subdivision, and amended special permit approval with conditions is appropriate. Now therefore be it resolved that the planning board hereby approves the application for final site plan approval and final subdivision approval as to each applicant, and amended special permit approval as to Mizentop upon the project documents, subject and effective upon the satisfaction of the following conditions. Number 1, all fees and taxes owed to the village shall be paid. Number 2, applicant shall submit completed plans as may be required by the Village of Pauling Code, section 98-65P, and in accordance with the conditions set forth above as part of the conditional site plan approval. There being no existing variances or conditions on the Mizentop or Golden Rose parcels that would be affected by the proposed actions. And 4, a drainage easement for the catch basins on the Golden Rose parcel or documentation establishing that no such easement is required in a form acceptable to the village attorney. The question of the foregoing resolution was, well, we gotta have a motion and a vote.
I make a motion to accept the proposal.
I second it.
Jen, you want to take a roll on this one?
Chairman Robert Pfister,
Yes.
Lou Musella,
Yes.
Peter Pinelli,
Yes.
Marie LaBorde.
Yes.
Resolution carried.
So moved.
You're good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Can I get a copy of the resolution?
Yes, I'll send it over tomorrow. Should I send it to you, you could take a
Here, you could take this
snap
copy.
of this, or do you want me to just email you like a completed one? Sure, we'll do that tomorrow morning.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Does anybody have any old business like to discuss?
No. Mm-mm.
Did you just just need to approve the minutes.
You're gonna approve the minutes.
Yeah.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes.
Wait,
Okay.
we didn't have any minutes
There aren't
prepared.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't finish them.
Yeah.
That's what
You could
said that-
approve them if you
You
want.
said that
if you
earlier,
want
right?
some.
You said that earlier, didn't you?
You said that earlier.
They
That's
should
why
be,
I wanna
Yeah.
put
they
it to
should
the
be
end.
ready by the next meeting.
All
Those are
right.
killing
All
me.
right. We understand with the change of personnel.
You guys
We're
do a
learning.
lot.
Everybody's learning, change of
That's it.
personnel, everybody's learning. Now we gotta do it,
I have nothing
Yeah.
else.
got a new attorney now, we gotta start all over again.
Anything else? Anybody?
I make a motion, we adjourn?
I second. Move seconded. All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, nice. We are done.
So Jennifer, I usually give this back, so
Okay,
now,
great.
now it's missing the missing topic.
Very nice
Gotcha.
meeting you.
Peter.
Very nice to meet you.
Cut that for the files.
Get this for the price.
Thanks for
Oh,
letting me
wonderful.
know I
There
was
you go.
supposed to read the resolution. I was-
That's how we
See
roll.
ya, take it
It's
easy.
kind of off the cuff.
This is what happens.
You're gonna get out of here too soon.